In January 2010, Council voted to build the LRT according to a plan recommended by Delcan. The approved plan noted that detours would be necessary while sections of the LRT replaced the existing transitway. In Hintonburg, the plan noted that several alternate routes will be required, likely including the Queensway, Carling, Scott Albert, and the Ottawa River Parkway in the west. Bus routes may be segregated into local and express services and assigned to different routes to minimize local impacts. Council accepted the plan, but added some directions to staff. Most importantly, Council directed that bus service to the east of Tunney's Pasture utilize the Ottawa River Parkway as much as possible during the construction of LRT. In 2010-2011, after Council had made its direction to use the parkway as much as possible, the City commissioned studies from consultants to explore its options. McCormick Rankin was retained to explore the different routes. Novus Environmental was retained to explore noise and vibration effects on residents of Scott Street. The community was unaware that these studies were being undertaken and provided no opportunity for input. Throughout this period, residents were seeking answers about how future detours would be accomplished and asking officials not to use Scott Street as the only diversion route. In October 2011, the studies were completed in time to provide to the private sector consortia hoping to win the bid to build the LRT. The studies purported to show that the only possible detour route during construction would be to put all 300 buses per hour on Scott Street next to people's houses. The McCormick study does not consider quality of life issues for residents of Hintonburg arising from noise, air pollution, community-wide traffic congestion, or the effects on cyclists and pedestrians. The reports were provided only to the bidders and not made public. Copies of these reports are still not available from the city. In late 2012, the Rideau Transit Group's winning LRT bid was made public on December 5th. 1 week later, it was received by Council. 1 week after that, it was approved on December 19th. Presumably on the basis of the reports provided to it by the city, it and all the bidders proposed to put 100% of detoured buses on Scott. Kitchissippi Councillor Catherine Hobbs asked to have a safety audit undertaken of the Western Detour. In March, a meeting was held at which the Hintonburg Community Association was told that no information about the detours was available. This followed an open letter to the mayor citing the inappropriateness of detouring 100% of buses to Scott with no opportunity to consult with the community. A public meeting held in June as a result of that open letter yielded no answers. When a meeting promised for November was proposed to be delayed until February 2014, the HCA again wrote to the mayor, which resulted in the December 3rd meeting at which it was finally confirmed that only Scott Street was being considered for the detour, and at which wholly inadequate measures to address the impacts were finally shown. The only consultation now underway is to refine the mitigation measures. These include proposed bike boxes for cyclists, a slightly wider sidewalk, and a narrow, non-separated bike lane, as well as brightly painted crosswalks. These mitigation measures are not yet published. The community learned in late November that the safety audit was underway, but was given no opportunity to provide input. The decision to put all buses on Scott during construction was taken behind closed doors, using reports still not available to the public from the city. Observers have noted multiple problems with these studies. Residents of Hintonburg do not accept that the only possible detour is to put all buses on Scott. The impact to their quality of life for 2 years is unacceptable and has not been considered to anywhere near the degree necessary. Residents of Hintonburg, Champlain Park, Wellington Village, and Mechanicsville are asking the city to go back to the table and to involve them in a discussion about moving many of the detoured routes to Carling, the Queensway, or the Parkway, as Council intended. More information about the impact of this closed-door decision, including videos demonstrating the impact, is available at the Hintonburg Community Association's website. The addresses for the Mayor, our councillor, who supports the current plan, and members of the Transit Commission are available in the same place. Please write to them today to ask them to reconsider this wholly inappropriate plan. Ask them to put this community at the table and not thrown under the bus.